Hello, this is Adem Stiner with Now Gaming. And in this video I'll be taking a look at Thermaltake's Versa H18 TG, which is a micro ATX tower case that I picked up on sale for $45. This micro ATX case is 39.5 centimeters high by 21 centimeters wide by 42.5 centimeters deep and weighs in at 5.5 kilos. The Versa H18 TG is a steel chassis with both the interior and exterior powder-coated black. The front cover is black plastic with an aluminum mesh front to help increase system airflow. The I/O is located on the front panel and consists of 3 USB ports, one of which is a USB 3.0, the audio out and microphone ports, as well as the power, reset, and LED buttons. Moving to the top of the case, we find a Thermaltake branding, as well as a 140mm magnetic dust filter. At the rear of the case, we find 4 reusable expansion slot covers with a retention bracket and one 120mm exhaust fan that can be adjusted to suit different cooling configurations. Please note this is the only pre-installed fan in this case. The case sits on 4 plastic feet with foam pads to help stop the case from sliding. The feet are a good size and should allow for good ventilation for the power supply, which also has a dust filter. The right side panel is steel and is powder coated black, same as the chassis. The left panel is tempered glass, hence the name Versa H18 TG, TG standing for tempered glass. The tempered glass side panel is 4 millimeters thick and is held in by 4 thumb screws. There is no ledge to hold the glass. Instead, there are 4 rubber grommets that you need to align with the glass to help hold it while you fasten it to the case. Now, taking a closer look at the inside of the case, we have a basement with a cutout to see the power supply location and more Thermaltake branding along the side of the basement wall. The motherboard tray has 5 cutouts for cable management, 3 of which are along the top and 2 along the side. As well, there are 2 coming up from the basement for a total of 7 cutouts. Sadly, there are no rubber grommets, but all the cutouts have been folded nicely, so there are no sharp edges. This case fits both micro ATX and mini ITX motherboards and can house up to a 350mm or 13.75-inch graphics card. The maximum CPU cooler height allowance is 155mm or 6 inches. Now, turning the case around, we find 2 3.5-inch drive mounts hidden in the basement, one on the floor and one on the ceiling. There is also 2 2.5-inch drive mounts on the backside of the motherboard tray. There is 25mm or 1 full inch given for cable management on the left side of the case. The Versa H18 TG can support up to 5 fans. There can be 2 140mm or 3 120mm fans at the front. The top of the case can fit 1 140mm or 1 120mm fan. And finally, there is the 1 120mm pre-installed fan at the rear. There is also support for up to a 280mm radiator at the front of the case. As well, there is support for a 120mm radiator at the rear. It did take a little finagling with the USB 3.0 cable, but I was able to fit 3 120mm fans inside the front cover. The reason I like doing this is because I feel that it gives a much cleaner look to the inside of the case. Cable management is quite simple thanks to the amount of space given behind the motherboard tray, but I didn't like the cable runs. Having just a single column of tie downs made my OCD go to 11. This is mainly because it is very hard to get the cables tight against the motherboard tray, and for some reason that's what my brain wants to happen. And the rubber nubs for the 2.5 inch and 3.5 inch drives don't always go in to the cutouts easily. You may need to play with them a little to get them in the cutouts nicely. The drawbacks to the case: having just a single column of cable tie downs and only having one pre-installed fan. Positives: having the mesh front allows for greater case airflow. The case does have room for up to 5 fans. There is plenty of space for cable management, and having a tempered glass side panel is a definite plus. Thermaltake's Versa 18TG is a nice balance between form and function, with its simple lines and the ability to show off your hard work, and combining that with the aluminum mesh front for airflow and the amount of space behind the motherboard tray given for cable management, the Versa H18TG is an all-around good choice for your next build. Anyway, that's what I think, but what do you think of the Versa H18TG? Leave your thoughts down in the comments below, and thanks for watching. And if you're still watching, could you please hit that subscribe button and leave a like? That'd be great. This is Adem Stiner. See you next time.